I started out as a student lacking in confidence and who relied on other people's words to get my points across. I had no sense of my own thought and I had no belief in my own thoughts. I believe that I have not only become a richer thinker, but I also believe I've become a better person by virtue of the education that I received via the tutorial method.
The college experience, typical college experience, is one that people associate with the lack of individuality when it comes to instruction.
The teacher has all the knowledge, I'm gonna, bestow it upon the students.
Where I'm from, it's quite often that no one asks questions from the adults around.
You've got so many students, one professor, and it's kind of a mass production.
The great advantage of the tutorial method is in its challenge to educators and to learners to shift away from hierarchical, traditional, static methods of teaching and learning where students are not contributors to knowledge.
CTT, especially the Oxford tutorial method, is like freedom of inquiry.
This is something that will get students to have a deeper understanding and learning in a way that's more self-efficacious.
It helps the students to get to a higher thinking level.
Students and teachers are able to have conversations, have deep dialogue.
I think the tutorial method is actually teaching learners to go towards producing knowledge.
When you have to argue points about things you disagree with, it really strengthens your beliefs and it really helps you carve out what you really think and what you're passionate about.
And students essentially also take ownership over their learning.
Each person can develop through that relationship with their professor.
And I would recommend it to an introvert, someone who's shy, and it will force them to come out of the shell and embrace their true potential.
So I think it accelerates a student finding himself or finding herself in a way that would not be possible if that student only had experiences in classrooms that were very large.
Even if you're not specifically doing the tutorial method, the things that make up good teaching are embedded in the tutorial method.
The way the tutorial method works is by developing a sequence of teaching and learning that revolves around a challenging, thought-provoking question. Once the tutor was convinced that the students had wrapped their head around the foundations of that topic, they would then set a tutorial assignment to challenge and push the learner's learning. It's really about setting the student off on an independent quest of inquiry and discovery. The tutor would then go through the independent work and prepare a series of discussion questions around that independent work. And that's where the tutorial comes in. The tutorial itself is a conversation that's held on a small group basis. The tutor's role is to ensure that all the students in that tutorial are deepening their knowledge and understanding of the topic at hand by talking to one another, challenging one another, looking to different resources to support what they've said with evidence. We support educators, students, people who train, apprentices and employees in institutions, organizations and companies across the world to build tutorial methodology in their teaching, their learning and their professional development regimes.
So novice mentors will come in and having this understanding of mentoring in the way that they were mentors, being told what to do.
They often lack a lot of confidence in the experience they have.
We want them to be more reflective around their practice.
By incorporating the Oxford tutorial method, the relationship between the mentor and the mentee becomes more collaborative.
Where they are able to synthesize what they're reading with what they're actually seeing in schools.
Understanding what they're doing and why they're doing it.
I think they can boost their confidence, recognize that they do have knowledge they're already bringing in.
The tutorial method really pulls out that reasoning from the teachers and allows them that space to kind of reflect and analyze on their own.
That it's actually, two people working together, not just one holding the knowledge and instilling it into the other.
We at CTT are incredibly passionate about ensuring that as many people as possible do have access to this sort of education, particularly those people from communities who've been told that certain types of learning have not been made for them. Our vision is to build an international community who are united by this view that everybody across the world deserves access to the best quality education, and that there's something that everybody has to share with somebody else across the planet around how they are doing teaching and learning where they are.